The Premier League is back, and as everyone has expected, Manchester City have won 3-0 away at Turf Moor to Burnley, spoiling their party, and it only took 183 seconds to break the deadlock. We're going to talk about the game on this video. Enjoy. Hello and welcome to the full-time podcast. We're going to go through everything to do with the Burnley-Man City game. It wasn't actually a brilliant opener, to be honest. They could have picked another one. The games I'm looking forward to now are Newcastle Villa and Chelsea Liverpool, hopefully, if there's goals in that one. But yeah, it was a slow game to kick us off, really. There was a soft penalty shout as well in the first sort of 10-15 minutes or so, and Haaland is going to be an absolute machine yet again. 2 goals on the opening day of the Premier League, and the first goal he had way too much space. He had about 5 metres of space just to prod it in. The second one though, what a finish. Can he get more goals than he did last season, breaking his own record maybe for a season? But I think some things would have worried Man City fans, especially the De Bruyne incident. Guardiola has come and said that De Bruyne is now out for a good few months. So that there's a lot of things to talk about with that. Obviously he got the injury in the Champions League final, but I think now Foden will have his chance to sort of gain his starting place back in the team, because he did show quality that game. He was very good technically that game, and whether De Bruyne is doing sort of what Pogba did, and I think it's safe to say that De Bruyne has passed his peak. His body's sort of breaking down, it looks like. But still, from when he played, he was a brilliant midfielder, one of the best players on the pitch. He put 2 brilliant crosses in for 2 of Man City's goals, and it was almost like normal De Bruyne until obviously the injury happened. And maybe that's why they were looking at Lucas Paqueta from West Ham. Bid about 60-70 million for him, and I think he'll be a good replacement if De Bruyne starts to show that he's not with it. He didn't really light the Premier League up when he came to West Ham. Started more on the bench, although that was with how West Ham played. They weren't playing around Paqueta. Although at Man City, I think Paqueta can really fit in well. Obviously, I don't want him to go. I'm a West Ham fan. But he could have an anomaly and have a resurgence maybe. Although the players that are top quality by 34, 35 years old, that's a very, very small percentage of players. Pep Guardiola was having a chat with Erling Haaland just before the second half. And I think that was about his movement. Obviously he's very good in the final third with scoring goals, but I think maybe just his movement in general about coming back and helping the midfield. Although I don't know whether they play with that sort of style. I still remember when Guardiola said that he couldn't replace Aguero after the Champions League final, but it does look like they sort of have goal-wise. It was a usual City performance, good performance to start the season. Lots of people say actually that City start the season very slow and then end it with a bang, but their slow start to a season is another team's fast. Also, some players that played sort of a key role. Rodri really impressed me that game. I think he did remind me a bit of a Declan Rice for West Ham. Not that he controlled the entire game and all his teammates relied on him, but I think he was a vital part of midfield. I don't think he lost the ball. I couldn't remember him losing the ball. He made some very good passes, and for the first goal, when the header to cut it back to Haaland. Again, Foden had a very good game. Could he maybe replace Grealish on that left-hand side? And he is looking like he will have a good season, Phil Foden. Also though, what did I think of the new timing system? There wasn't actually as long as we thought added on this game, but in the Community Shield we saw, was there 11 minutes added on or something? I don't really like it, just because I know the ball will be in play for longer, but to stop time wasting, there's still going to be time wasting in the 10 minutes that is added on. I think that maybe the better thing to do is just to have maybe a stopwatch for substitutions, throw-ins, injuries, whatever. So, for example, you have 10 seconds to take the throw-in, you have 30 seconds to do this, and if the player from the other team kicks the ball away or something, they get booked straight away. I think that's more logical and better for fans than doing that, because we're going to end up seeing games for like 2.5 hours, just from time being added on. But anyway, it's how it is going to be now. I do agree actually with the booking things, how they're going to get a bit harsher on bookings. But yeah, not really the time thing. Did Manchester City even get out of first gear that game as well? Because once they got the first goal within, 4 minutes, they could sort of just sit back and do what Man City do and just keep the ball the whole game. Although Burnley did press very, very well, and Burnley do look like a team that on their day, not even on their day, if they perform like that against other Premier League teams, they can beat quite a lot of them. Especially at home, the atmosphere was brilliant. It was a shame to see that Man City scored in the first 4 minutes, because it was electric at Turf Moor, really. It probably also gave them more substitution options, Man City, after scoring in the first 5 minutes. But yeah, all in all, I don't think it was a very good opening game. There was also the red card, which we haven't talked about. Definitely a red card in my opinion. Studs up, tackle from behind, right in the back of his knee. All things that you give a red card for. And I'm looking forward to the next games this weekend. I'll be watching a lot of them, and we'll do some reaction for that. Also, Kane's gone to Bayern Munich. Caicedo still in this saga, probably going to Chelsea though, looking like, and we'll do all videos on that very, very soon. Thanks for watching. You've been watching the Full Time Podcast. Goodbye.